The Global Space Station, ISS, has been an important examination stage for more than 20 years, however it is approaching the finish of its life expectancy. NASA is stirring to make private space stations ready before the ISS resigns in 2030. In 2020, NASA granted agreements to 3 organizations to foster confidential space stations, Saying Space, Northrop Grumman, and Blue Beginning. These organizations are dealing with various plans, yet they all have a similar objective: to make a business space station that can uphold examination, the travel industry, and assembling. Axiom Space is wanting to send off its most memorable module to the ISS in 2024. The module will be connected to the ISS, and it will ultimately be ventured into a free-flying space station. Saying Space intends to offer various administrations on its space station, including examination, training, and the travel industry. Northrop Grumman is fostering a space station called the Orbital Reef. The Orbital Reef is intended to be a business center point for the space economy. It will be a secluded space station that can be tweaked to address the issues of various clients. Northrop Grumman is focusing on a day for kickoff of 2027 for the Orbital Reef. Blue Beginning is intending to fabricate a space station called the Orbital Vertical Gathering Framework, OAV. The OAV would be collected in Circle utilizing the organization's New Shepard send-off vehicle. The OAV is intended to be an adaptable and reasonable space station that can be utilized for different purposes. Blue Beginning has not yet reported a day for kickoff for the OAV. Notwithstanding these 3 organizations, there are various different organizations that are creating private space stations. These organizations are attempting to make space more open and reasonable. The improvement of private space stations is a significant achievement throughout the entire existence of human spaceflight. It denotes the start of another period wherein privately owned businesses will assume a main part in investigating and creating space. Here are a portion of the difficulties that NASA and the confidential area are looking in the improvement of private space stations. Building, and it is costly to work a space station. NASA is attempting to lessen the expense of room stations by growing new advances and by imparting assets to the confidential area. Space stations should be okay for space explorers to live and work in. NASA is attempting to guarantee the well-being of private space stations by growing new security guidelines and by offering specialized help to the confidential area. There is no single administrative body that regulates the advancement of room stations. NASA is working with different legislatures and worldwide associations to foster guidelines for private space stations. In spite of these difficulties, NASA and the confidential area are sure that they can make private space stations a reality. The improvement of private space stations is a huge forward-moving step in the investigation and improvement of room. It will consider more development and adaptability in space investigation, and it will make space more open to a more extensive scope of individuals.